In 1787, Ben Franklin said to Mrs. Elizabeth Powell, "We have given you a republic, if you can keep it." These Mrs. Powells across America are doing what it takes to restore our government to its proper role. They are keeping the republic.
I'm Mrs. Powell in Sacramento, California.
I am Mrs. Powell in Benton County, Prosser, Washington.
I'm Mrs. Powell, Harris County, Houston, Texas.
I'm Mrs. Powell from Camden, Delaware.
I'm Mrs. Powell from Pasadena, California.
I am Mrs. Powell in New Wells, Missouri.
I'm Miss Powell from Laurel, Delaware.
I am Mrs. Powell, Jackson, Missouri.
I'm Mrs. Powell from Los Angeles.
I am Mrs. Powell, Everett, Washington.
I am Mrs. Powell, Shelby County, Tennessee.
I'm Mrs. Powell in Hood County, Granbury, Texas.
I am Mrs. Powell from Marion County, Palmyra, Missouri.
I'm Mrs. Powell, Bear County, San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Mrs. Powell and I live in Tonasket and Washington.
I'm Mrs. Powell from Los Angeles.
I'm Mrs. Powell, Harris County, Houston, Texas.
I am Mrs. Powell.
And I am Mrs. Powell
in Cooley City, Washington.
I am Mrs. Powell from Evergreen, Colorado.
I am Mrs. Powell, Hays County, Derby Springs, Texas.
I'm Mrs. Powell from Los Angeles.
I am Mrs. Powell from Wilmington, Delaware.
From the banks of the mighty Mississippi in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, we are Mrs. Powell.
I am Miss Powell from Lewis, Delaware.
I am Mrs. Powell, Canyon County, Idaho.
I am Mrs. Powell from Delmar, Delaware.
I am Mrs. Powell from Henrico County, Virginia, home of former House Majority Leader Eric Cantor.
From Henrico, Virginia, they are Mrs. Powell.
I'm Mrs. Powell, Freehold Borough, Monmouth County, New Jersey.
I'm Mrs. Powell, Maricopa County, Phoenix, Arizona.
I'm Mrs. Powell from Broad Hill Beach, Delaware.
I am Mrs. Powell from Colorado Springs, Colorado.